What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel. Now, today we're bringing you another episode of MemeGC, except this time with Facecam. That's right, we brought you the Wi-Fi battle on Wednesday with Facecam. If you haven't seen that, that'll be up in the iCard up above. But now we're bringing you some MemeGC. If you haven't seen this before, this is our VGC series where we go on the live VGC ladder and we try to get some wins. So I'm a singles player, so doubles is not my forte, but you know, we're gonna give it our best. And so what better team to give it our best and to meme with than this team right here. Now this is Wolfie Glick's team that he used in order to win last month's international challenge, which is awesome. So it's a very strong team. I've been using really meme teams, and you know what? I'm tired of losing. You know, I haven't really lost all that much, but last week we had 2 losses, or I guess 2 weeks ago we had 2 losses. And this week I was like, you know what? I want to win. I want to do really well. So, and we've got a little bit of a meme too. So we have Surf Dragapult with Steam Engine Coalossal. Now, if you don't know what Steam Engine does, it automatically gives a +6 boost to Coalossal if it gets hit with a water or fire type move, which is absolutely amazing. Plus, then weakness policy. So you hit it with a Surf that is uninvested, then your weakness policy goes off and your Steam Engine goes off at the same time. You're super fast, you're hitting hard. You have the G-Max Volcalith because this is a Gigantamax one, and yeah, it's fantastic. It's awesome. So if you are ready to get into this today, I'm excited. It's awesome. If you're ready, make sure to leave a like on the video and make sure to leave a comment as well, letting me know what you think about this team and what you think about its members, how you think that they are in VGC, that sort of thing. I personally think Dusclops is super good in VGC right now, which is why I'm really happy to see it on this team. But you know what? We'll just have to see how it goes. So I will see you all in the first battle. All right, so here we go with game 1. I'm excited to be trying out this team for you guys. Now, we have done some practice matches. As you can see, we've gone 3-3. Now, 2 of those losses, I had to go somewhere in the middle of a match, so I had to leave. I know I'm one of those people. And then the other one, I tried to lead with my Coalossal, and it led something different. And so I just kind of lost from the start because I didn't get my lead right. So the other one was legitimate. The other one I just straight up lost. But yeah, the other 2, not so much. So we're doing okay in my book, in the real life. But yeah, we're only ranked 4, but season just started, so that's okay. All right, so what does my opponent have for us? So we do see the Morpeko. I've been seeing a few of those actually, which is kind of interesting to see. I like seeing it getting used, which kind of makes me, I really want to bring Gastrodon here. My goodness. Like, I really want to bring Gastrodon. What is stopping me from doing the... I don't see what's stopping me from the Dragapult Coalossal strats. I think that is a good play. I think it's a good lead. So besides that, we want Gastro in the back for sure. And then besides that, do we want Togekiss? Or do we want... I don't think Conkeldur's all that great here. Oh, I don't know. It has Ice Punch, which is pretty decent. Actually, I think we're gonna bring Conkeldurr. Yeah, let's lock it in. Let's do it. Let's try it. I don't know. It's fine. Hopefully, we won't even have to send them out, and Coalossal will just win the whole thing for us turn 1. That's the goal, right? Just Coalossal wins everything turn 1. That's not how this works, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a try. Who knows? All right, so what does my opponent lead? Aegislash Morpeko. Okay, that's not too bad, I don't think. Right now, you know, electric type, Aura Wheel, so we don't have to worry about that as much. So we are going to go ahead and go for the Surf here. And we're going to Dynamax. And I guess we just are going to go ahead and Max Flare this Aegislash. Because I don't see the Morpeko being all that big of a problem, at least not in this form. So we're going to go ahead and start hitting the Aegislash. I don't think either one of those is going to Dynamax just yet. I think his Dynamax will be in the back, something like Gyarados. But, I mean, if we can go ahead and get our speed set up and everything, I think we'll be in good shape. Especially if Dragapult can survive. to get up some screens after this turn, that would be fantastic. But I really don't think that even a close combat will... I don't think either of those will knock us out, as that does decent damage to Morpeko. My goodness. So there is our steam engine and our weakness policy, just like we said. It's a pretty cool strat. Oh, we crit the Aegislash. That's why it did so much. And now we're going to max flare it. How much does this do? Oh, it knocked it out. Let's go. Okay, so that's huge, because now, presumably, Dragapult can survive this next turn. So that is really fantastic. So what does my opponent go for? Brick Break? That's... okay, that's fine. Totally fine with me. So it does go ahead and swap over here, and we're going to go ahead and set up a Reflect, I think, depending on what my opponent goes into, but I'm thinking Reflect is probably our best bet. Yeah, Gyarados? Yeah, Reflect is our best bet for sure. And we are Moxie, okay, but we're going to go ahead and go for a Reflect here, and we are going to go for the Volcalith on the Gyarados. We're just going to leave Mimikyu alone. Mimikyu really can't do a whole lot to us, especially after a Reflect. So this is looking pretty decent so far. I really hope that we outspeed at +6. I mean, I know we're at +6, but like, Coalossal is really, really slow. So I really hope we're faster. We should be faster. I would think we're faster. So we're going to go ahead and get off the Volcalith here. Oh man, this is great. Should just knock it out, right? Yep, there it goes. Goodbye. And we're going to go ahead and set up the Volcalith, which is absolutely fantastic. I love Volcalith. What it does is it actually does 1/6 damage every turn, which is awesome to both mons, which is amazing in doubles. So it's just really awesome chip. And so we get the Reflect off, and I think that's going to be game here. So my opponent can go for the Aura Wheel. Yeah, that's what I figured. But through Reflect, we should, yeah, we do survive it. So yeah, I'm not that concerned about it. So especially with Volcalith starting to wear this thing down. Yeah, and now Aura Wheel is no longer super effective. Yeah, we're in a good spot. We're in a really good spot. So this lead was just really good. And that's why I really like this team, especially in a best of 1 format. I don't think that this team would be that great in a best of 3, so like at Worlds or anything like that. I don't think this team would be all that great, just because I think that your opponent can adapt to a game 2. I don't think that this is completely, you know, uncounterable. I think there are plenty of counters out there, but I do think that that in a best of 1, it can be difficult to deal with something like this. These gimmick teams, they really thrive on best of 1s. So we're gonna go ahead and get a max flare off in the sun on the Hawlucha. Go ahead and knock it out, because we don't really want to take a close combat. Pretty sure we'd still survive it, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. So the Brick Break is going to break our screens, but it is too little too late. And we're gonna go ahead and get off some Dragon Darts here. I would think that just 1, no, we needed 2, okay. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and knock out the Morpeko, and that is going to be game 1. So really nice game 1. I'm very happy with how that game turned out. And like I said, at the beginning of the match, I said, maybe we won't even have to send the back 2 out. And we didn't. So there you go. That's how it's supposed to go. So yeah, good win. Nice. Big nugget. Let's go. I will take that. And yes, I would like to continue battling. So I'll see you in just a second with battle number 2. All right, battle number 2, let's go. What do you have for me? Another rank 4, let's go. As we see, okay, so I think I've seen this team before somewhere, but it's a bunch of just really strong threats, pretty much. Just a lot of really good VGC mons, and then like Galarian Darmanitan, because it hits like a truck. So what do we do about this? I think we do the same lead. The worst possible lead for us is the Dracovish. Everything else dies to this lead. I think we have to lead this. Then, in preparation for that, we have to bring Gastro, just for the melodic and the for the fish. And then what do we bring as our final mon? Do we bring Togekiss or do we bring Conkeldurr? I think I like Togekiss here better. Yeah, I think Togekiss is our better bet. I really wish this thing was Babiri rather than Lum. But, I mean, that's just me, especially since, you know, if it is our Dynamax of choice, we can set up Terrain. Although it doesn't even get affected by Terrain, but I don't know. I feel like Babiri is probably better on this team, but that's just me. Then again, I'm not Wolfie Glick, so Wolfie Glick is the master of VGC. That's just me. But we'll just have to see what my opponent leads with. I don't know what those names are. Okay, we don't see Dracovish. We're looking good. So I could do a couple of things here, right? I could go ahead and knock out the Braviary. So we're going to go ahead and do our Surf Strat. And then it's whether I want to knock out the Milotic or the Braviary. Honestly, I think I need to knock out the Braviary before I knock out the Milotic. Because the Braviary is going to start going for... is going to go for a fighting type move, right? And it might be Scarfed. And plus that sets up the Volcalith as well in case we take some big damage. But we could also then... we could knock out... we could also knock out the Milotic, and the Milotic's kind of a problem. I think I'm going to go ahead and knock out the Braviary. I think that's my better play. As I don't think we see a Dynamax here, which is interesting. I would have thought Braviary would have Dynamaxed here, but maybe my opponent has something in the back. But yeah, even though Milotic is obviously going to... Milotic does one of two things, right? It either goes for a water type move. Why did I crit myself? Okay. I was like, that should not have done that much damage. So it either goes for like a Scald on us, or it starts setting up coils to try to go for Hypnosis. If it starts going for Hypnosis, then we've got to go ahead and knock it out. So we're gonna go ahead and just straight up, Braviary's gone. Okay. I don't want that here. That gets the Volcalith up. I think that's what I wanted. I think. Maybe. I definitely did not want the crit on myself. Okay, Icy Wind, and he's gone. Okay, well, game 2, not going as expected, but oh well, I guess my opponent left after losing Braviary. Why? Why you gotta leave? Why you do this to me? So yeah, that's gonna kick us offline. Or no, we're still online because it wasn't us that left, but do we get a win for that? Can I please have a win for that? Oh, we went up. Let's go. Yeah, we got a win for it, so let's go. We'll take it. I mean, very short game 2, so we're definitely going to do a game 3, and let's go ahead and see what our opponent Lucas has for us. What you got? Okay, so we've got a Sun team. We've got Duraludon. We've got Trick Room on this team. So I see the Trick Room mode with Dusclops and the Eruption Torkoal. But I also see Tailwind with Whimsicott. But out of all of these things, I'm looking for the big threat to Coalossal, and I don't see it. So I think we just... nope, not that. I think we just go with Tried and True. I think that's our best lead. I think we need... I think we're going to bring Togekiss here. And I like Conkeldurr here as well. Yeah, I like Conkeldurr. So we're going to go with that. But yeah, this lead is really, really nice in a best of one scenario. I think it's really, really fun. This team is so fun. I haven't had this much fun with VGC yet, and it gets me really excited for future episodes. So yeah, let's see what my opponent wants to do here. Dusclops Torkoal. Okay, so that is what we see. So we have a couple of options here. One, we could go ahead and set up here. The thing is, the Trick Room is going to happen, and I don't have a way to stop it. I could just go ahead and Ancient Power the Torkoal, or Gmax Volcalith it. and then just kind of figure it out, because Eruption isn't going to be doing that much. I think that's what I want to do. I think I still want to go for the setup. Yeah, I think I still want to go for it, even though it may not be my best play. We're going to go for it on the Torkoal. The Torkoal might protect, but that's okay. We can just hit it through the protect anyway and start chipping down. And that's the whole thing, is start chipping him down with the Volcalith, which is going to be really nice. Because the less HP that Torkoal has, the better. The less the Eruption is going to be able to do. And that's going to make him less of a threat, which is exactly what we want. So let's see what we can do here. If my opponent protects, I'm assuming there's a protect on Torkoal. Yeah, that makes sense. Because if you don't, then I think you just kind of lose. So we are going to go ahead and go for the Surf. We'll do a little bit to the Dusclops. Very little, but it's okay. Dusclops is insanely tanky. But we basically just need our weakness policy popped. Getting hit with the Eruption would have activated our Steam Engine, which would have been bad, because then we wouldn't have also gotten our weakness policy. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this thing for half damage. So that's the big important thing, right? Is getting all this damage on it, so that the Eruption doesn't do nearly as much. So this thing is nowhere near as much of a threat anymore, just having taken that much damage, and it's taking even more from the Volcalith. So yeah, the Eruption is doing very little now, which is fantastic. As we do see Leftovers, okay, but Leftovers heals less than Volcalith does, so I'm okay with that. So now we're gonna go for a light screen here, just to make it do even less. And so we could go ahead and knock out the Torkoal, or we could start max flaring the Dusclops. And I kind of like that option better. Which does more? Yeah, this does more. So I'm gonna click that on the Dusclops, and if he ally switches, then I mean that's fine. I don't really care, because it still should knock out the Torkoal even resisted, I would think. As we see the withdraw, okay. So what are you going into? Oh, that's dead. That is going to go down immediately. As we see a Solar Beam, that's fine. That's totally fine. We can take that. That does 0. Okay. Absolute 0. And we're going to do a light screen, so it's going to be doing even less of 0. So now Max Flare into the Duraludon. I am so sorry for what you have done. Goodbye. No more Duraludon. So I don't think the Trick Room is going to end up saving our opponent here. There wasn't a way for me to... I can't Oko a Dusclops. Even if I had doubled down into it, I don't think I could have knocked it out in one hit. And I think it was better for me to just go ahead and go for the Surf play. I mean, I guess I could have Dragon Dartsed into it and then gone for whatever and then Surf turn 2. But I think the Volcalith going ahead and going off turn 1 was way more important, so that I could go ahead and get Torkoal low so that it can't be Eruptioning in my face. Because right now Eruption is completely useless. So it's, and Light Screen is up. Yeah, my opponent's in a really rough spot now. So we're gonna go ahead and fire off a Dragon Darts here. And we are going to fire off another Max Flare into the Dusclops spot. Again, he can ally switch if he wants to, but Dragon Darts doesn't care about that. So we'll end up knocking out the Torkoal either way here, and Dusclops isn't really doing much right now. It's a great mon for setting up Trick Room, and it does a couple of other things. If it carries Haze, that could be really good for him. That's one thing that could turn the game around possibly, is my opponent going for Haze. That is not what I expected, because this Torkoal isn't going to be able to do enough damage. Well, I mean, with Dynamax, it's gonna hurt, but through the light screen, you're not going to be able to knock us out. So I'm not really all that concerned about this turn, even with a Dynamax Torkoal. It is cool to see a Dynamax Torkoal, but I'm not terribly concerned about it. As we do see the Nightshade going to do that nice clean 50 damage, and we see a Max Overgrowth onto our Coalossal. We should survive this very easily. That does all of 0 through the light screen. And now we have healing, which is great for us. And again, even on the... Yeah, so Torkoal is going to take it. It's fine. And then Dusclops is going to take a little bit. It's fine. We're just kind of stalling out Trick Room at this point. And now Dusclops, can we do 70? Yeah, we can. Dusclops goes down. No more stalling out, no more Nightshades, none of that. Volcalith doesn't quite knock him out. It's really close though. It'll knock him out next turn. So I feel like I can just kind of, well, no, not with Leftovers. Leftovers plus Terrain will, no, I don't think it'll save you. I'm pretty sure I can just leave Torkoal alone here and we should be fine. So what is my opponent's last mon that we're going to double down? I definitely see whatever coming in is getting doubled down. Togekiss. Okay, yeah, that's a Volcalith or Ancient Power. That's an Ancient Power since we're getting back down to small boy here. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, I mean, Dragon Darts is just gonna knock out the Torkoal. We could also swap here because I don't want to surf my own Coalossal right now. That just seems like not a good play. So I'm gonna swap actually out into Conkeldurr. And that's fine with me. And actually, wait a second. How many more turns Trick Room do we have? 2. Ah, man, I was really hoping we only had 1. So we're gonna go ahead and Ancient Power into the Togekiss. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I wanna go ahead and be getting damage off on that, and I don't wanna surf myself, because that seems like a bad idea, getting that much damage off on myself. It's not worth it, especially since the sun is up right now. It's not worth it at all. As we're gonna take a little bit more, but we still live. And there's the Aura Sphere. Yeah, so my opponent doubled down into the Coalossal. A Protect would have been really good that turn, and I almost clicked it. But it's okay. It's totally fine. Torkoal is gonna go down to Volcalith here. Yep, it does. So we didn't even have to hurt it really after that initial hit. The Volcalith did the rest, which is what makes it so potent. And so now actually this works out okay because now we're still under Trick Room. And we're gonna go into our own Togekiss here. And we're gonna click Yawn and Ice Punch. And my opponent can't knock us both out in one turn. So yeah, we're gonna click Ice Punch and we're gonna click Yawn. And I think that should just wrap the game up pretty neatly with a bow here, especially with Light Screen still up. Light Screen is so helpful in this game. It was fantastic, actually. So there's the Ice Punch. Didn't need the Yawn. We just knocked it out in one hit, and that's what was so nice about Trick Room still being up. Trick Room being up for that one turn, us letting Coalossal go down is actually totally fine. Protecting there actually wouldn't have been... Well, protecting there wouldn't have made a difference, actually. It wouldn't have made a difference at all. Just Togekiss, it would have been Togekiss standing on the field versus Coalossal. So it didn't end up affecting the battle at all. All right, so I think we're gonna have to do one more. I think we have to do one more. Just because that second game didn't really even count. We're tier 6 now, and we get 10 battle points. All right, so last game. Last game of today. Get us to an even 10 battles. I'll take it. All right, so rank 6 against, okay, so I see Whimsicott, so I'm thinking the Tailwind, Lucario could be a problem. Vaporeon, we know that we can do, I think it does like 75 with a max overgrowth, which is pretty good. I still really like Coalossal here. Coalossal hits 4 of the Mons for super effective. Yeah, I still really like this strat. So what do we want in the back? I'm kind of scared about Dracozolt. So I'm gonna bring Gastro. And what else do I want? I think Conkeldurr. Leave Togekiss and Dusclops. Yeah, I didn't do the Trick Room mode in this video, I don't think. I did some in the practice matches, and it worked out really nicely. I brought Coalossal and just didn't set up the Steam Engine, and it was pretty cool. It went really nicely, but just didn't work out in these battles, but that's okay. That's totally fine. So let's go ahead and see what my opponent led with. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think that the game wants us to get a final battle, and it kicked us offline. So you know what? We're going to wrap it up there. It's going to be fine. You know what? We may also use this team next week just because this team is so fun, or we may have a variation of it of our own. We'll just have to see what happens. We'll see next week. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of MemeGC, and I hope you guys are really liking this VGC content on a singles channel. And so, yeah, next week we will bring you another episode with maybe the same team, maybe a new team. We'll just have to see. So anyway, guys, I hope you all are having a great day. Hope you're looking forward to your weekend. I hope you are staying safe out there. And until tomorrow, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.